Good morning. I've had a lot of questions lately on how I keep my keto diet lactose free, and especially with my coffee. I've had a lot of questions about my coffee lately. So this morning I just want to show you guys how I make my coffee daily. There's a lot of ways I can make mine, but this is how the majority of the time I make my coffee. Now in a keto diet, you're going to hear the term bulletproof coffee. And what that is, it's coffee. You make it, brew it the way you normally would. You add butter and oil, like a coconut oil, MCT oil, and you blend it. Now, I've never made mine that way, not because I don't want to try it, just I'm too lazy in the morning to grab a blender and blend my coffee. I want to brew it and drink it and be done. So this is how I make my coffee and how I keep it keto friendly, keep it lactose free. The point of your coffee in the morning is supposed to hold you over until your first meal of the day, and technically your first meal of the day should be around like 12 to 2 o'clock because you are in that intermittent fasting. So you want some fats inside your coffee to hold you over. So what I do is I brew my coffee first, and the first thing I add is coconut oil. Now I go and just buy my coconut oil at the food store because I buy the cheapest one. This one's like $5.99, but this will last a little bit. The other one that I do get is this one through Prove It. And what I like about this one is just it's easier for on the go. So like if I'm at work and I'm making coffee, I could pour this in. And what's nice about this one, it's liquefied. Where when I use this, it's not liquefied. I don't refrigerate it, I keep it out, but you can still see it condenses itself. So I have to scoop it up and then hope that it melts in my coffee. And if it doesn't, I just throw it in the microwave and heat it up a little bit longer. My Keurig doesn't get too hot. So I mix my coconut oil in first. So I have that done and I could have that starting to melt. Now some people are a little weirded out by oil in their coffee because you could see the oil. When I first tried it, I tasted the oil and it was a little strange because it has that like, I don't want to say sliminess, but like it has that oil consistency. But really like it adds, the coconut adds a little flavor to it and you get used to it. It's really not bad. Now the next two things that I use would be like the fat part, the cream, and I just found this one. I don't know if it's been around for a while, but I've just seen it for the first time. So it's an actual half and half that's lactose free. I really enjoy this. It's great. It has 1 carb for 3.5 grams of fat. But for my coffee, I don't enjoy it that much only because it doesn't have a flavor and I like mine sweet. So I keep this for baking. A lot of like dessert recipes call for half and half, so I keep this for that. And then I also use it, I make a cold brew coffee, and I'll show you that later, but that one's good for that too. So what I actually use daily is this one. It's called a Better Half, and it's a mix of coconut cream and almond milk. Really good, 0 carbs, not too much fat, 1.5 grams of fat. You want that fat in here, but I really like the flavor of this one, so I just add a little bit, and my oil's all melted. Now, I don't measure. Its serving size is 2 tablespoons. I find it depends on my coffee cup. I try to use a coffee cup where the coffee only goes to the top, so it limits how much I'm putting in. If I use like what I used this morning, my big old cup, I'm a little heavier on the cream, so just, or be good and measure it out. So now I'm not done. I add one more thing. Like I said, I like it sweet, so I add a creamer to mine as well, but I still keep it low carb. So here are my 2 creamers that I prefer. So this one's Silk. It is an almond cream. It's vanilla. And then this one's the coconut almond milk cream, and it's toasted coconut. If you compare the two, this one's better keto-wise. It has more fat. It's 4 grams of fat and only 1 gram of carb. This one has 1 gram of fat and 4 grams of carbs, so the numbers switch. So you could see why this one's a lot more keto-friendly. But this one's a little thicker and sweeter. That's why I like it. So I don't use that one as much. I use majority of the time this one. And I'll pour that in. And that's it. And that's my morning coffee. Like I said, you could see the oil. Don't let it gross you out. It tastes great. It's fine. But that's my morning coffee every day. I do use either like, love the hazelnut. And of course Starbucks. The competitions. Are you a Starbucks, Dunkin'? If it comes to the store, I love Starbucks. Comes to doing my own, I love Dunkin'. Now, the other ways that I use different coffees that I make, I have, let me show you the cold brew. Like I said, this half and half. So this is the lactose-free half and half. I brew coffee, I add the half and half, and then chocolate ketones. You don't need anything else. It's super sweet. Throw it over ice. It is like my favorite coffee to make, but I don't like cold in the morning, so I usually make this in the afternoon. I use a decaf. So good. I love this one. Yes. And then I also have keto cream that I do enjoy. I mostly, like I said, I use these creamers at home. This is good for like on the go. Again, if you're driving around, I go to Starbucks, I'm getting my white chocolate mocha. It's so syrupy, so sugary, so it's not really keto friendly. So if I have this with me, I could buy just a regular coffee, throw this in on my own, and be done. And the last thing that I might use in there, if I need ketones, is this Keto Envy. It's a little strange because it's green, and you can see the green color. It turns your coffee green. But it's like peppermint, like a peppermint patty. So it's actually really good. I was surprised. It's a little different, and I add the heavy whipping cream with that one as well, or the half and half, and it makes it really good. But the key to making your keto-friendly coffee is that oil. So add a coconut oil. Like I said, you could buy the packets, or I go to the food store and just buy a container. Guys, so that's it, and that's your coffee. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you got some helpful hints. Bye! Mommy.